Hello guys and welcome back to a new video. Today we are test driving one of the most reliable crossover compact SUV that you can buy these days on the market. It's all about the brand new Toyota Corolla Cross, which received a facelift in 2025, and this is basically the 2026 model. And in this video we will drive the car and I will give you the feedback on how it's to drive it, a few technical data, but of course I will have a separate video on my channel if you want to see the full review, interior, exterior, material quality, technical data, space, everything about the car. You will find out also in that static video, because in this video we will talk about driving, suspension, comfort, sound insulation, which have been improved, and Toyota said that they improved the sound insulation from the previous version, so they add a little bit more damping materials in the pillars, also on the front, also on the rear, and also the insulation between the engine and the cabin have been improved for the top trim levels. Now we have right here, it comes in two versions, 1.8 liter 140 horsepower full hybrid, or 2 liter 180 horsepower if I remember well, with a 2 liter engine, full hybrid, both of them. In Europe you cannot get any more pure petrol, but in United States you can get also a version where you can get it only pure petrol engine. Also this car is built in Japan for Europe, and for United States it's built in United States at Alabama plant. The car look much better, have a new grille here. I'm not going to talk about those things. Also much more attractive, much more nice. Also, if I'm not wrong, we have here on dynamic, this is the dynamic version, kind of the top of the range version for the 1.8 liter. It comes with those alloy wheels which look really good, and if I'm not wrong, we have the 18-inch rims. It starts at 17 for the most affordable version. It goes all the way up to 19-inch for the GR version. Yes, it comes also as a GR version, all-wheel drive, which we will talk a little bit more in the review video. Ventilated brake discs on the front, and on the rear it comes with normal brake discs. Otherwise it looks pretty good, pretty attractive. The tail lights, the front headlamps have been improved, have been changed. It looks much more attractive, but more about that we will talk in the review video. So it's a full hybrid, by the way. Keyless entrance, this is the key. You can lock the car, unlock the car, open the trunk, and also you can lock it from here. If you put your finger here, electric folding mirrors, and if you come to the car you put your hands here and it's unlocking very, very quick. Now this is the interior. The interior that I have right here is from the basis entry level, because we have those fabric materials, so it's made the seats completely in fabric material, but it's a very good fabric material, good quality. It feels quite solid. You have side support. I drive yesterday a lot and they're quite comfortable. Also on the rear, the same story. I like them, but on the top of the range trim you can get also some ecological leather. On the GR version you get that Alcantara with ecological leather, and you can get also as an animal leather some versions, but we will talk about that. Manual adjustment. And for the top of the range version, if I'm not wrong, you can get electric adjustment, but even here on the manual adjustment you can adjust the lumbar position here electrically. Normal pedals for this version, and here you have some physical button, heated steering wheel on dynamic version. So keep in mind, this is not the most cheaper version. This is the next level after cheaper version. I will show you in a second. And let me go inside. Immediately when we get inside you can see the changes which they did to the interior. So what that's supposed to mean: we have a new digital cockpit, which you saw already on other Toyota cars. We have a new screen which is pretty big, and also different layout, and also it works quite quick. We will talk about that in a second. Climatic system, physical button, very easy to change and adjust different settings. Also physical button on the steering wheel for different function and change the cockpit. Customization I will share in the review video. And here we have physical button for adaptive cruise control, emergency brake, autopilot, all that stuff. We will test it in this video. And down here you have some physical button for headlamps, automatic, and then heated steering wheel. Now the center console have been redesigned. Also you have an armrest which is adjustable. I love that. It's very easy. You can find your position fast. Here are the heated seats button, which is great and easy to set up. cup holders, and these have been also changed, and I like it very much because I have 2 places right there for my phone, so I can charge it wireless, which is great. And man, I love the cars that have place for the phone right there. It's so easy to leave your phone and stuff like that. I love it. I really like it much more than before. You have some physical button here again for different driving modes, so you can go, for example, in normal, power, sport, and eco mode. The all-wheel drive version receive also a snow mode for the first time, which is really interesting. It's distributing the power much better on the snowy roads. Then you have the button for EV mode. You can see it's activated the EV mode. As long as you have enough battery, you can drive only in electric mode, which is great. We will talk about that. And the traction control button. Down here you have auto hold, you can activate it from here. You have electronic handbrake, and you have this stalk, which is pretty big. And the stalk, guys, by the way, you can put it in reverse. It comes with a reverse camera, simple, at least on my version. I think the top of the range version come with a 360 degrees camera, which you can see also around, but the version that I have with me, because it has also a very good starting price, it doesn't have. Then you have the D mode and the B mode. The B mode will regenerate more energy when you release the acceleration. I will show you. And yeah, the top of the range version all-wheel drive receive also the fact, and yeah, if you go left with the stalk, you can also change the gear somehow. Manual. Other than that, climatic system is here. Screen is pretty big. You can go in different settings, different option, and we can see also a nice graphic while we are driving, and we will do that. Also, I'm not going to go in all the details, but I will just reset the consumption before we start driving. But before we start driving, I want to give you also some information regarding the car. Visibility is great outside, so nothing to say about visibility. Good view also in the mirror up here. So from this point of view, it's nice. And you have also a tall driving position. When I sit on the seat, I feel like I stay a little bit higher. The dashboard feel a little bit lower. The steering wheel feel a little bit lower. So I have a good visibility, good control, and also great view here on the screen. What I like very much about the screen, and what they add new also on this version, is the fact that here you can deactivate the speed limit warning just by touching this area, which is fantastic, and it's very easy. Otherwise, you have to go into the menu here on the screen in order to change different settings. You hold this for a few seconds, you go to the settings, and here you activate or deactivate different safety features, which again, it's a very nice simple touch while you're driving. You can deactivate, for example, different settings from here, and you can see different other settings. But anyway, we will go in a second. I will reset also the consumption before we start drive. We have exactly half battery. I want to test also the consumption. We will go on the highway, on the city, some traffic, which is fantastic because we can test exactly what to expect from the car. 208 kilometers. I still have half tank. That means a lot for this car. I mean, you can drive a lot with it. But now first I want to show you also the price, and at least here in Europe, in Romania. And by the way, guys, if you are in Romania or in Europe or around here in Bucharest, definitely check out Toyota South. They are super nice. They will help you with everything. I will leave also the link in the description, also on the screen. So if you want to make a test drive, if you want to buy a Toyota, they are the best here around. So definitely check them out. This is the version that we have, right? So it's 1.8 front wheel drive, of course. Dynamic is not the most cheapest. The most cheapest version start at 34,391 euro. But this version that we have dynamic, which add heated steering wheel, heated seats, and a few other options we will talk in the review video, it's 36,279 euro. So 36,279 euro. It's a great price for what this car offers, to be honest. And let's don't forget, it has 10 years warranty, and in some countries like Germany you have up to 15 years warranty from Toyota, which is crazy, man. The trust that they put in the cars, and they know they're very reliable, it's incredible. But the top of the range version can go up to 43,510 euro. All-wheel drive, 2-liter, much powerful GR Sport version. Enough with that. Before we go, I want to give you some technical data about the version that we are driving and some information about it. What is important to point out and to know here is the fact that we have this 1.8 liter 4 cylinders in line, front wheel drive, 140 horsepower. It comes with a 98 horsepower internal combustion engine, petrol engine, plus a 95 horsepower electric motor, which is integrated into the transmission. It's an e-CVT automatic transmission, special for hybrid, you know that already. I will show you how it works. And other than that, the battery capacity, it's a 0.9 kilowatt hour battery. It's a full hybrid, so it's capable to drive also only in electric or in a mixed mode. 0 to 100 in 9.9 seconds, top speed 170 kilometers per hour on this 1.8 liter engine, 180 for the 2 liter engine. We will talk about that in another video, in the review video. Consumption 5 liter. We will check that in this video if you can beat that. CO2 emission 114 grams. And ground clearance 16 centimeters, which is great. You can go also on some bad roads. Fuel tank capacity 36 liter on this version and 43 liter on the bigger engine. Also, the weight of the car 1,440 kilograms, towing capacity 750 kilograms with brakes, and we have MacPherson independent suspension on the front and on the rear torsion bars, but on the other version you can get double wishbone, so a little bit better suspensions. In general, those are the most important information. What we will do now, start the climatic system, and I will leave it on low, level 1, like all my tests, and I will reset, of course, the consumption. And then we will start driving. So right here, fuel economy, hold it 0. So you can see right now it's 0. And let's start driving. I will drive from here. I will change the driving mode and we will drive in eco mode. First, we will switch between the modes. We go in D and let's drive it. The cool thing is that because it's a full hybrid and because it has a pretty big battery, 0.9 kilowatt hour, it's great, I would say, for a full hybrid. It's great that at low speed, as long as you have enough battery, as you see there, the car can drive only in electric mode. So for short period of time, the car drive electric. So you can see here we still have plenty of battery, so we are driving only electric at low speed in the parking lots in the city. It's fantastic because you don't have to emit those CO2, and once you go on the highway you recuperate energy, you drive more with the petrol engine, so that will be super helpful. And this is what I like a lot about those full hybrid. Probably if I want drive a full electric car, probably I will buy a full hybrid, because those full hybrid allow you to drive also in electric and also have the possibility to go for long trips with the petrol engine, and you have also great efficiency, and in the city you drive smooth and clean, and it's very silent. First impression is definitely silent and pleasant to drive than the previous version, and I drive it yesterday a lot, and I noticed definitely that the sound insulation have been improved. For the top high-end versions, they improve also even more the material, the damping materials between the engine and the interior of the cabin have 3 layers, so have been much more improved, so you don't hear too much noise from outside, even though the windows are still simple. They are not double glass, so the glass is still kind of normal, I can call it. I would say the sound have been improved, because many people, you know, they have been kind of complain about the sound on highway, on high speed. We will test in this video, and now I can definitely tell you that it's much better than what was before. Right now you can see the engine, it's running, and sometimes you don't even feel when the engine is kicking and it's stop and it's running. So you basically, it's very silent. As long as you drive in eco mode and you drive slower, like smooth and slow and simple, you don't hear it. I mean, everything, the transition is very smooth. Also the e-CVT transmission, even though when you push it harder in sport mode, you start to hear the revs of the engine. When you drive normal in eco mode and you don't push it too hard, then most of the time you will have the impression like you're driving an full electric car, to be honest, which is great. It's great to feel and to hear that nice, smooth, pleasant ambient inside. Yeah, I'm really curious to see the consumption as well, to be honest. Yesterday I drive it, but I didn't make this mix of highway and city, so today is for the first time when we go also on the highway, so it will be great to find out how the car will perform in a mix mode. It comes also with auto hold, by the way. I told you it's here. You can activate it very simple, so the car will hold for you, so you don't have to hold the foot on the brake. So it has almost all the safety features that you can get from a modern car. Now when you push it harder, you can hear the engines rev on a little bit more, but the acceleration, it's very linear, so you don't feel any stops or something like that. It's just everything goes really smooth. So keep in mind, the top high-end versions will receive even a better sound insulation inside from the engine to the cabin, so like 3 layers extra. So it can get even better than the version that I have with me. Otherwise, the pedals feel great when you push them, good quality. Now, if we go in B mode, you will see that I accelerate, and when I release the acceleration, I have a stronger regenerative brake. Basically, if you go in drive, you release it, you still have a little bit of regenerative brake, but it's not so strong. If you put it in B mode, now when I release the acceleration, I will show you right now. When I release the acceleration pedal, you can see the car, it goes to the recuperation. It's not very strong, so I can't say it's a super strong recuperation. I saw in other car models even stronger, but I think this level of recuperation, I think Toyota it's setting up more for the economy, for the fuel economy. I think it's the most efficient, the way they set it up. So that's why probably they didn't make it too strong. Plus, let's don't forget that this battery, it's a small battery, so it doesn't have the capacity and the power to recuperate so much energy back. So probably this is also another reason. But otherwise, now we have enough energy. If we press this button, you will drive only in electric mode, EV mode. So you press this button, the car will try to consume the battery as much as it can, so you can drive only in electric. If you want to go in certain areas in the nighttime, for example, you don't want to turn on the engine, you go home, you want to be in silent, just press this button and you will drive in silent. Otherwise, to be honest, those let's say textile material, they're quite comfy. You feel good here. You have side support. I feel pretty comfortable. The steering wheel grip, it's nice, even though it's kind of the same. I love the fact that I have a lot of physical buttons, easy to set up and change different settings around here. I like that. So armrest, it's also great. So I have perfect position here to change different settings. And yeah, overall I would say it's a pretty pleasant ambient inside the car. And let's don't forget that those Toyota cars are one of the most reliable cars in the world. And again, this is one of that car that if someone asks me, I'm not sure if I want to buy the Toyota Corolla Cross, I'm not sure which engine, which version, whatever, I would say it's one of that car that I totally recommend you. So this is one of that car that I say, okay, go for it. It's a car that you know what you buy, you know it's reliable, you have super warranty up to 10 years or up to 15 years in some countries. So they know what they are doing, they are tested and retested. It's a 5th generation hybrid system on this version, by the way. So the latest is version of hybrid system from Toyota, so have been improved. It's efficient. So yeah, I will definitely trust this this system and this engine and this. You know, Toyota make one of the best hybrid systems on the world. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about reliability. Of course, it's not super crazy inside here like you find in some other car manufacturers, like I mean in terms of material quality and stuff like that. It's still, I mean, it's still minimalist and perfect, but it still have some classic things and things that can be looking much more fancy and stuff like that, but what do you need? In general, what do you need? You have here everything you need. What you need, basically, it's a reliable system, reliable engine that it's efficient and don't cost you in time too much. You don't have to pay in time too much money. So basically, this is important. Otherwise, I think you have all you need right here. Don't think you need something else. It has a taller driving position. You feel like you're in an SUV, so you have a good visibility around the windows, big windows. So from this point of view, it's just fine. The power, you will see, it's more than enough. Even on this 1.8 liter, I drive yesterday a little bit on the highway. I make some cross pass, and to be honest, I didn't have any problem. It was really, really good in terms of let's go on the side. You will see when we go, we can do also some cross pass, and you will see that you have more than enough power. So I wouldn't complain about the power at all, even on this 140 horsepower version. Now you can see the both of them work together, the petrol engine and also the electric motor, and everything is so linear. When you accelerate, excepting the fact that you hear some engine rev on at some point, everything is moving so linear, and you feel like you're driving an electric car. If you wouldn't hear anything, then it's definitely like an electric car. Now we are in B mode, but we will switch in D mode back, and I will tell you why. Anyway, when you press the acceleration, you recuperate energy, even if you're not driving in B mode. If you want to activate autopilot and lane assist and cruise control, you cannot do it in B mode. You have to be in D mode. That's the thing to keep in mind. And we will test it right now on the highway also, the autopilot, and I want to show you how good it works and how easy it is to activate it, because you have those physical buttons here. Just press of a button and you activate it. Very simple. You can use it also in traffic, stop and go, but you can use it also on the highway. It takes up a lot of stress. Just keep your hands on the steering wheel and then you can basically use it. On the roundabouts also it's pretty easy. You don't feel too much struggling. The steering wheel, it's very assisted, and I like that. It's not super assisted, but it's exactly how it's supposed to be. If you want to activate this, just press this button, then press this, set the speed from here, and the car will see the lanes. And right now the car see the lanes, you choose the speed, and then right now the car stay between the lanes. Accelerate, brake, keep the distance, do everything just for you. All you have to do, of course, you have your hands on the steering wheel, but you can see right now it stays perfectly between the lanes. We can also set the higher speed from here. Just hold it, it goes to 100, and we are still in eco mode, but everything is moving so smooth, and you can see how good it stays between exactly between the lanes. So it has the latest safety feature from Toyota, and it comes with all the safety features, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, depending which country you are. I heard that in the United States some features are missing on the entry-level version, like blind spot technology and stuff like that. But in general, you receive the most important safety feature standard on all versions. And look how good it works. I mean, it's a trustworthy autopilot system that holds you between the lanes. This version that I have with me has also the blind spot technology. So you can see right there in the corners, if you have some cars in the blind spot, it will turn on. So you can definitely see it. But again, you see it's working really, really good. We can go a little bit faster with one speed. Pressing up and down here, you set the new speed, and right now it goes a little bit faster. And right now you can see at high speeds, by the way, all the hybrids at high speeds will basically drive with a petrol engine on all the time. So you will have the petrol engine on, so both of them, electric motor and petrol engine, will run when you go on the highway. But the good thing is that as long as you don't push it too hard, you basically don't hear too much. You basically don't hear the engine right now when it's just running at this kind of RPMs and this kind of constant speed. Also, you don't hear too much wind noise from outside because they put more insulation in those pillars around here. So basically, I would say it's much more improved than the previous version, around 5 to 10% better sound insulation. Now, we hear some noise from the ground. Look at this. The car didn't brake, even though this guy come really close to me, and the autopilot really sees the car in the front and basically adjusts depending on that car. I can also set the distance between the car in front from here. If I want to have a longer distance, I press this button, so it keep a longer distance, so you can choose what kind of distance you want. But I would say here the road is really bad, so that's why on all the cars that I test I hear some road noise, but we will go on the other side of the highway so you will see better. But overall I would say it's better, 5 to 10% better sound insulation. Can be more improved? Yes, it can, probably if they add some double glass and probably some other extra insulation things. And plus, yeah, let's don't forget that the triple layer sound insulation from the engine is not here on this version. But overall I would say it's good the way it is, it's better, and I don't think you need more than that. Basically, if you hear some music, we'll be fine. Now we go in B mode and look at this. The car starts to recuperate the energy back into the battery. I don't have to press the brake. Of course, it's not very strong, but it starts to recuperate. And you can see right now, all the recuperation is made through the motor, right? So the petrol engine is basically stopped right now, and right now you see we drive only electric. Have good stability also in curves. We will talk in a second about the suspensions and the handlings of the car. To be honest, the car is set up like 55% to comfort and 45% to sportivity, so don't expect that the suspension to be very stiff. But if you want to have a stiffer suspension and much more sporty feeling, you have to go for the GR Sport, because GR Sport have a stiffer suspension, 10 millimeters lower, so that will be much more fun to drive, much more dynamic. This one on the standard normal versions, it's somehow set up to be a little bit to comfort, which is great, but in the same time don't expect to be so super comfortable, because they balance the setting very well, so you have good control, good dynamic feeling also in the curves. Yeah, let's go in power mode. In power mode, immediately look at this, it's much more responsive, the acceleration pedal, so it's very sensitive. It's incredible how the difference between the eco mode and power mode it's doing. Look at this. Wow, it's so powerful. It goes to a point that, and it has also pretty stable. It has, look, it is a little bit, it's not super stable like you will be on the GR Sport, but still it's quite direct, it's quite quick, and it has a pretty nice feeling and fun feeling. And it feels so powerful that it even have at some point it even lose the grip for a moment, but it sits good in curves. The seats have good side support, so I would say you feel pretty good, pretty comfy in the car. Let's try an acceleration now. If I can do that, because this guy didn't turn the signal, didn't do anything, so it's just passing forward. Look at this. This is how it will react when you accelerate. And I would say it's pretty quick. Even 140 horsepower, it's more than enough, because you know it's not only 140 horsepower, it's like 98 horsepower for the petrol engine and 95 horsepower for the electric motor, so it's even more power. It feels much more powerful than a pure 140. It's quick, you can do cross pass even at 120. Look at this, it's super powerful. So I wouldn't think I need a more powerful version. I think 140 is more than enough. And it's also lighter, so the efficiency should be better. Now, regarding the sound insulation, over 115, you start to hear a little bit of wind noise from outside. 130. You hear some wind, of course. The shape of the car didn't help a lot. 120, it's better. 120, it's really good. So over 120 you start to hear some stronger wind noise from outside. The engine, although I would say at around 120 is not so noisy. Over 120 it start to work at the higher revs, so you start to hear a little bit from the engine. But overall, the way it works, I would say, yeah, as I said, 5 to 10% better sound insulation, very linear, very pleasant, and surprisingly quick. But because we have that super strong electric motor, like almost 100 horsepower plus 100 horsepower from the petrol engine, it gives you plenty of power. So the car, it's trust me, it's more than enough, even the 1.8. So if you want to be a little bit more economical, you can get this version. And the cool part is that you can get also the all-wheel drive version if you want that. Going in eco mode, put it in B mode, the car will recuperate the energy back into the battery. Now we will go in the city. We have until now 5.9 liter consumption. I will show you at the end of the trip how much of this time we drive in electric mode, because it shows you the percentage as well. So you can drive up to 60% of the time with this car in electric mode. So I forget that here we have a new lane. So right now climatic system was on all the time, like low, level 1, like I do all the tests. And we are just going in the city because we recuperate some energy around there. Now we can basically drive only in electric mode. So you see, until we get out of the highway, until here, we drive only in electric. Yeah, in comparison with the previous version, with the first generation Corolla Cross, this one it's a little bit smoother, I would say. Suspension are also comfortable on the entry-level version, even though they are different on the top of the range version. They feel good. The articulation, the bushings and the arms seems to be well built, so you don't hear strange noises or noises from the suspension part. So overall I would say it's very well built and it's pretty well set up. It's not super comfy, not super stiff, it's a little bit to the comfort side. Exactly how it's supposed to be set up, this car. I don't know, I think from my point of view this is probably one of the best full hybrid crossover SUV in this class, and it has also pretty good price. Have plenty of space, good space in the trunk, in the back for the passengers, and has also a good entry-level price and super reliable system. Yeah, this is one of that car that I totally recommend to buy. So I know I have a lot of questions and I don't have time to answer to all your questions, guys, but again, this is one of that car that I recommend. So if you ask me this versus this, but it's always depend on so many factors, so it's not so an easy answer when it comes to a choice, but depend a lot what you want. Check this out, the suspension here over this speed bump. So pretty smooth, pleasant. And we have the 18-inch rims, by the way. The entry-level version gets 17. With 17 it's even more comfortable and you have even a slightly better consumption than this one. Now we still drive in electric mode, look at this. So this is fantastic. You can drive for many parts of your trip, at least in the city, speeds up to 50 km/h only in electric mode, even higher than 50 km/h, but most of the trip up to 50 km/h will be made in electric mode, so it's very well balanced. What I noticed is also that Toyota set up this hybrid system in such a way that the battery will stay always in the middle with the charging level between 20 to 80%. In this way it's much more efficient, so it will also last in time longer. It's a lithium battery, so they basically changed the battery from the previous version. So we didn't get too much information about the battery, but I deep a little bit into search, so I find out the capacity. Because they didn't give the capacity, I just try to somehow search a little bit more and find out this. Now again over this speed bump, lovely. Yeah, in the city it's very pleasant, very lovely to drive. Turning circle is pretty good. It's easy to go around in the city as well. Steering wheel, it's somehow basically the same, I mean, as the previous version. It's not a huge difference there, so don't expect to be a big difference between those. And it's somewhere in the middle, not too stiff, not too assisted. It's exactly what you would expect from the car. Also good control on the highway and good control in the city when you go in the roundabouts, in the small tight spaces. So overall it's quite fine. Look, very smooth, very easy, great turning circle. Now we go in the parking lot. I want to show you also the cameras, and we check out the results and also the consumption. And now it's still in electric, you see, just start for a short period of time, but most of the time when we are back in the city we drive only in electric, which is very good from my point of view. So now let's go in reverse. Let's park the car. I love the fact that you have a big screen and you have those active lines that help you guide you park. Very easy, so you have a good visibility right there, so you can park the car extremely easy. Even though you don't have 360 degrees camera, you can park it so easy. Put it in park. Consumption 5.6 liters, which is great. We didn't beat the VLTP. Climatic system was on. The temperature is 18 degrees. This was the first trip, so the engine wasn't warm before. Maybe this is also matter, but the estimated consumption is 5 liters. We have 5.6 with highway, with speed, with accelerations, and yeah, you see the mix of eco and normal mode, and we still have a half battery, so we arrive with exactly half battery as we start. So in general, I would say, guys, it's a very efficient car for a full hybrid crossover SUV in this class. I mean, it's a fantastic consumption. You saw the way we drive. I don't know, I think if you have the climatic system on 22 degrees, if you will drive only in eco mode, you will probably can reach 5 liters, or in perfect conditions you can have even better consumptions. But in general, that was all. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you get some useful information from here. If you are in Bucharest, around Bucharest, in Romania, definitely check out Toyota South. You can go there and test drive the car, see all the new cars from Toyota they already have there, so you can test drive them. So yeah, what can I say? It's simple. I mean, it's a Toyota, right? So it's a reliable, huge warranty, great hybrid system. It works really smooth, everything, it's in place, very ergonomic, good visibility. So yeah, it's a well-built car. Anyway, if you have questions, ask me down below. Thank you to all of you that are watching my videos. Really appreciate your support. Thank you to all the members, to everybody that support my channel. I hope the video was useful. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Stay safe, and we see you soon in the next one. check out on the channel the same car full review static, because you can get even more detail and information about the car. So that was all. Stay safe and we see you soon in the next one. Bye guys.